Every once in a while I'll make a video about something that could be a safety hazard, and a lot of times when I mention a safety hazard, I can't tell you how many times I've seen something like in the situation here, an exposed gas line that lasts for 50 years. And again, I could be exaggerating there on the numbers. My main point is sometimes when you run into a safety hazard that might be a building code violation and should be fixed anyway, really, isn't that big of a deal. But in this case, an exposed gas line, come on, this could be a big problem. We're talking about a flammable gas, and if there was to be any type of a damage, someone throws a lit cigarette down there or any type of a spark, wham, you've got a fire, or even worse. It's hard to imagine what would happen. Now, these gas lines are supposed to be buried in the ground or installed in the house somewhere. They need to be covered up. They cannot be laying on top of the dirt like this. Now, this is the gas line to the swimming pool. And again, check to make sure that it actually is the gas line. I've seen plenty of do-it-yourselfers install black metal gas pipe, and they use it for water. So, don't just assume that just because someone used the correct pipe that they actually used it for that situation. One time, you're going to find this hard to believe, I was working on an apartment complex, and someone actually cut into a gray electrical conduit. This was a plastic conduit that was gray for electricity. It actually had natural gas in it. So you could run into anything. Trust me, I've seen a whole bunch of it. So when you run into a situation like this, you should get it fixed as soon as possible. Call a plumber and don't delay. Make sure that you make this a priority if you have a situation like this around your house. And again, a gas line is supposed to be buried in the ground, and it's supposed to be wrapped with a special tape. So, and you can see this one isn't wrapped at all. So contact a plumber. This right here isn't something that you should mess around with on your own if you don't know anything about gas. And like I said earlier, if you run into a situation like this, make sure that it actually is gas. I've seen all sorts of wacky things like I mentioned earlier in the video, and that would be the first thing that you're going to check. And I don't suggest that you take the pipe apart to check it either. Just see where the pipe runs to, and if you can't figure it out, contact someone who can help you. This isn't something that you should be messing around with, especially if you don't know anything about it or where it's going.